Hi guys, my name is Michelle Gray. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to tape an injured ankle. I'm an H&FE major and I'm specializing in sports medicine, and I'm also a student athletic trainer for the football team, and right now I'm working with the cheerleaders and high techs. So before I go over when and why you would tape an ankle, I'll go over what taping an ankle actually does, and basically it just stabilizes and keeps the ankle in place to prevent further injury from occurring. So you would actually tape an ankle if the athlete sprains or rolls the ankle, but going to my second point, you can actually tape an ankle if there's no injury. So like I said, I work with the football team, and they'll actually get both of their ankles taped before practice even starts. So if they're tackled or if they're running and they turn, it's really easy to sprain or roll the area, and if they have it taped, it just prevents that from happening. But if they do have an injury, it just allows them to practice because they're not doing much movement, so they kind of get some rest when they're practicing, but it's cool because they can participate anyway. And it also helps with the rehabilitation and recovery process because, like I said, it's stabilized, it's not moving, it's in one place. But by no means is ankle taping a way to fully recover an ankle injury. You definitely need to do some rehab with an athletic trainer or a physical therapist, or if you're not an athlete, just rest and don't do any physical activity until it's completely recovered. So now I'll talk about how to actually tape an ankle. So Mitch, if you want to come up.
This is my ankle, guys.
So if you want to sit down, and if you guys want to do this too for whoever's getting their ankle taped.
Would you like to arrange myself here?
You want to just sit on the table?
That might be a little bit hard to do. Just make sure you have the foot over the edge of the table though, because it will be easier. Come on over. Here. Okay. So the first step, you're going to spray the tough skin, and basically this is just like an adhesive spray. You guys don't have that, but I can spray it for you. Just basically makes the base wrap, which I'll go over what that does in a second, stick on better. So now, if you guys take these heel and ankle cushions or pads, you want to stick one to the back of the heel. Make sure you don't touch a sticky side because it's kind of gross. And you want to make sure that the person that's ankle you're taping keeps their foot flexed, and you want to put it between the angle of the foot and the leg area. And the handouts, if you guys get lost. Okay. Yeah, they kind of fall off, so don't worry about it if it does. So now you want to take your pre-wrap. You can actually use the flex wrap too, which the flex wraps the football players usually use, and the pre-wraps you use if there's an actual injury. The flex wrap just allows more movement to the ankle, where the pre-wrap makes the ankle taping tighter. But if there is an injury, it's basically just the athlete's preference on which to use. So you're just going to start. There's really no method of doing this. You just wrap it around until it gets to the 1 inch from the toe area, I guess. And I like to take the pre-wrap back up the foot just because it's easier then, but you guys can stop it anywhere as long as you have the whole foot covered. Are you good?
She's just yelling.
Okay. Just making sure you have it. You can rip it there. You don't have to bring it back up if you don't want to. Okay. Now you guys, if you take the athletic tape, you're just going to make one loop around where you have the end of the tape. So up here you'll make a loop, and then down here you'll make a loop.
There's my hair.
And the one at the end, guys use that more because it will just prevent chafing from occurring from this rubbing on that, which chafing's a rash if you guys don't know that, but. Okay, guys good? So now we are going to do the 3 steps stirrups, they're called, which are basically just like 3 U's around the ankle, and you always want to start from the inside to the out. So for the first one, we're just going to go straight like over and around, and yeah, the tape sometimes like doesn't stick as well, but with these, I would take it with your hands and actually pull them up, because you want this to be like super tight on their ankle. You got that? Okay, so you do a U. You start from the inside, and you literally just bring it to the other side straight.
That'd be a bad day. Yeah. Bad day. Yeah, the leg hair.
And again, you just want to make it like super tight, so just pull it up on each of the sides. So you're going to do that 2 more times at an angle, so you'll start one like from here, and then you'll bring it around, and you'll end at the same side that you started. Again, just make sure these are tight, so it's just like pull them up. And then you'll do the same thing to the other side, so start over here and bring them up this way. And then just secure these by making like 2 or 3 loops around this. Basically just until the tape goes until like right, like an inch before the ankle area basically.
Tell me if I'm cutting off your circulation.
Oh, no, you're good.
Yeah, I'm cutting off your circulation too.
Just keep an eye on the cut of the toes. It ain't purple yet.
Yeah.
Is everyone good with that? So then we'll start the 3 semicircles, or some people call them horseshoes. And for the first one, you basically start at an angle, or at like an angle with the tape pointing down, and you just go around like you do for the loops. For the first one, you want the tape to completely touch each other on the ends. And then for the second one, you barely want the tape to touch, so just have like the ends touching. And then for the last one, you don't want it to be touching at all. And for this one, you want the tape to be pretty much like at the heel, so it basically like locks the heel. And then for the next 2 steps, we're going to use the flex wrap instead of the athletic tape, because I'll tell you guys right now, like these 2 steps are probably the hardest parts, and like it's really hard to get them right with the athletic tape, and flex wrap actually holds the ankle tighter, so it kind of benefits both people. So for the heel lock, you're going to start at an angle and kind of pull the flex wrap a little bit so it's like completely tight. You're going to start at an angle with the tape or the flex wrap facing up. You're going to go under the foot and then behind the ankle and then back up, and that's 1. And then you're just going to do it again to the other side, so you go down under the foot and around and back up.
Oh, this stuff like a problem, by the way.
It goes around the heel, so around the back side there.
Do you need help? I can kind of show you how to do it. Okay. And this is kind of hard to like rip, so if you guys want to like just cut it at this part, that's why I brought some scissors. But if you can rip it, go for it. Okay,
Is this sticky on?
So what's
What
sticking
are
on
you
the
at?
side?
So you go under and then behind
But then you can also
and then
take
back
it.
up, just to both sides.
Okay.
Okay.
Sides.
Now we're going to do the figure 8. So you start at both sides. You're going to do both sides again. So you start at the same angle as you did the heel lock. You're going to go under the foot and then come back around and behind the leg and then back over. And it will basically create an 8 shape, which is why it's called the figure 8. So under, around, like under the foot, then back around, and then behind the leg and over. Okay, and basically that's all ankle wrapping is, but the last step I have, make it pretty. So basically, like if you're doing this for like a high tech or a cheerleader and they're performing, you don't want it to like look like this. So you'll just like make loops around so it looks like even and nice, but you guys don't have to do this step if you don't want to. It's pretty much just what it says. It's just making it pretty. It doesn't really do anything, but yeah, or you can do it with the flex wrap. Doesn't really matter, just to make it all even. Bottom of the foot doesn't matter because they're gonna have a shoe on anyway.
You should.
Am I high tech yet? Man, my ankle is stable crap.
Yeah, so it's supposed to feel tight and stabilized at this point. Basically, the heel lock and the figure eight just makes the whole thing feel like it's super tight. And it should feel like even if you like go like this to your foot, your ankle will stay in place, which is kind of the goal of taping an ankle. So basically it's just an overview of this. Why is this still important? So according to statistics, about 25,000 people a day sprain or roll their ankle, and that's not just athletes, that's literally anybody. And this skill is just like super important for people to know how to do. So I'm in a sorority, and during recruitment, one of the girls rolled her ankle, and it was just really helpful to have somebody there and be able to do it. So if you guys really want to learn how to do this well, like definitely contact me. I'm always there. But if you guys don't have any questions, that's all I have for you today. So thanks for listening.
Thank you. Thanks for making my episode with Erica and teaching her how to do things. I don't know how you walk it.
So you guys can just like find where the tape ends, or you can cut it off
It's
with scissors. It's just
It's so springy.
unless you want to keep it on, that's fine too.
I
But
have my foot out.
That's your own problem.
I know.
I'm proud of it. That's your own.
it actually looks really good, Erica. I'm proud of you. Usually the first time people do it, it's really
I've taped my
bad.
ankles before / helped other people, but thank you.